Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your reading with me, Melissa Joy. We are taking a peek at a little bit of a spread going on here, which was kicked off by the reading Expect the Unexpected. We are getting into a huge world shift and turn, bigger than that, cosmological, should I say, because everything's going to be moving into Aquarius, as you know, and that is Pluto. Pluto's finally going to be put in its place. Yay, Aquarius, thank you for doing that for us. But also what is coming in with it is all this wealth, prosperity, blessing, union with life. Ooh, I like that, because I was asking ahead of time to meditate on what your coming together would be. It's that you getting in union with life itself. So let's get over here and find out a bit of what is your magical map shifter. Let's see where we're going to start. Let's start with these guys, okay? Who's at the bottom? Victory. All right, so maybe it's you going from having been a victim, not just victim mentality. There's a real state where people get victimized over and over and over again, kind of like a karmic backspin, being stuck in this little eddy in this pool, like what happens in whitewater rafting, and until it thrusts you out, you are entrapped by it, pressed down beyond measure. And the victory is coming in now, so the release point is coming, my friend. I'd say hang on and hang in there. It may be coming undone. I don't know what your release point is, but I can certainly relate. And I can tell you that if you would like a personal reading, check the description box down below. My listing is there if you'd like to have one with me. Okay, so we have you in the Hanged Man. But what I see here is a return to the sun. This is one that is meant to see life this way when they're resting. Is no longer going against the grain, is going with the flow and the truth of who you are. But I also see the return, the coming back up, for daylight is here. Daylight is dawning. The rose is unfurling. And I want to get a second card on this because it's showing up with a bit of the olive branch, like peace is being extended to you. So maybe there's been disruptive things going on in relationships, connections, systems going on around you. I see two things trying to make their way, maybe even a third. Who's coming out there? Yeah, Big Papa, Big Daddy Saturn trying to put a bang on this. I've been like, dude, I'm gonna burn you up if you come too close to me again. Ooh, that's how I feel. Do you see it shake up? Because there's been all this, just these lockdowns going on in the energy grids around us, like forms of intimidation, and it's old Saturnian energies, not just Big Papa, Big Daddy himself, but the Saturnian energies that we're shifting out of the earth and into this Aquarian age, okay, which is plasma, where things are more fluid, where the mind and the heart meld together. Okay, that's your coming together that's right here. So this overcomes the world. That is what has been going on here. All those checkpoints, all these limitations, all these demonstrations of how you are beneath, you are the tail and not the head. Snip, we are done with that. So let's take a look at how we're going to do that. Well, we have the Hunter and the Thunder coming on in. Both very powerful energies, one here on earth and one up above. So it's kind of like this. They're wanting us to bring in the full big picture. So moving forward in your nature, no longer having to pretend and play along, play safe, play fair, that type of thing. Being true to your nature is what I see coming in with that Hanged Man, which is great because that is the possum's true nature. So we're seeing reiteration over and over and over again for that. And you would say, well, Joy, why is that important? Look at these cards. And in this case, all that glitters is legit. This isn't some fallacy, some lure, some temptation bringing you in just to break you and snip you off. No, this is the true thing, the true deal. And it's heaven and nature. It's not just earth and wealth. It's a mystical wealth. It's this, I hear charm and charisma. Okay. Okay, it's your charm and charisma. Apparently that is your superpower strength and you didn't even know it. You've been so busy. If you are have strong Aquarius placements, remember we're the whole zodiac, because you've been going out beyond Pluto and coming on back. And you're like, about time you come to me. We're talking about the reciprocation. It is here, and it's becoming reciprocal. I love that. So, and also, they're talking about redundant finances coming on in, things that are back pay that's owed to you coming on in here. Adjacent possibilities. The door and the floor. Tell us a little bit about this door and floor. That strength. Your underground. Well, Pluto. Your underground strength is that charm and charisma. Maybe it's time to let it out, to let it go, to let it rip roar and show up. And here's more gold coming in to reiterate with that. And they're talking about that's the divine and the fine. That comes into the perfect 9. The one that meets itself with creativity and for the benefit of all as well as oneself. So it's embracing that. It's funny because it kicked out financial constraints. They're talking about your pieces that are left. There's some old notes and wisdom. Talk about a lock and key. Some of you, it may be a locket. It may be a diary that you had locked. It might have been old things that you had locked away and filed away, but it's for a time such as this. So let's get you a crystal card to go in with it. Aquarius crystal support on this lock and key, the financial constraints. But see, that is a checkpoint. That is where the wound is, all right, because it's showing up as 13. That's Chiron's number here. And when it's Chiron, that's when it's in the wound. And we could say he's here trying to teach you something, but you are already crowned with glory. They're wanting you to notice it and to rise to the occasion is what he's saying here. I love it because, look, that's what the Hangman is doing. That epiphany, that golden self, rising to the occasion, to come on out of hiding, to come out of where, like, remember those earth orders that we were talking about with Big Papa where you have been subject to? Appetite. I love it because in the meditation, it was talking about being hungry and being able to be fed. Because when your cupboards are bare like this, that puts a mighty stress and strain on the mental frame, and therefore the creativity, the engagement, the interaction with life itself begins to be locked down and bound up. And that creates this ricochet effect and starts the game all over again, kind of like mousetrap. So here we have appetite coming in along with this strength. And it's funny because appetite, it does have many purposes, and one has to do with that purity of prosperity. It has to do with trusting and knowing that you are loved and that the vibration that is wanting to come into you is one that is secure. Okay? Look at that. Taking that big stride forward. Leave all your worries and cares behind. And now with this, we're coming into the coming together. And it's coming from a place of grave emptiness. Do you see the grave right there? When your belly is that thin and you can see the light through it, you can tell you done starved to death, okay? There was a pre-eclipse of a tower over there, and it's talking about it being the 10th wand. And it's like a Gehenna. It's like a perpetual burn. So some in your mind feeling like you're cursed, like you're set apart for persecution and things like that. But that's why that victory card is coming on in here, to bring in this new world order, to bring in this new action, to quit caring what man, human, or people think. You look past it to know your part in this fortune, to know your nature and your might and your strength, and come on forward. So tell me a little bit about this coming together. Let's get into our star. Ooh. Well, in this case, the coming together means come on down. Come on out from that. So that could be very much having been locked up in the spheres, which is what thunder is pointing to here. And they're coming, they're saying stumbling through, tumbling through, because when they're running that fast, there is such forward momentum that you could stumble. So maybe gather yourself a little bit with some breath and see what that brings in. Brings in 4 of Cups, the power of the decision. That is the release point. That is the release point. And there's some Gemini fugmuggery going on around on your mind, because I keep seeing these dualities, and maybe you have strong Gemini placements and that is what keeps binding you up. But right with it is the Ace of Wands. I love that. It's like tickle your funny bone. And I actually have a staff that looks just like that. Turn your power around. Turn your power around. They're talking about let us reach down to you. Instead of you reaching out to everyone else, let us reach down to you, because it has to do with a bit of the true magic of heaven being real and occurring here on earth. Because giraffes are the symbol of that, like they're called the highest spirit because their head hovers in the realms where the two meet. And that's why they have the goldenest glow going on around there. And now the pelican sitting at the top has to do with stealth, swift, silent, and steady. So that's a union that you can trust and count on because the crown is coming in with it. And let me count how many are there. 3, 6, 7. The power of the 7 and the arc between the two. Between the two. Something magic about that kiss. There's that 8 of Cups, and going along with that 8 of, what's that, rods in here? Oh, the 8 of Swords. It's almost like being electrocuted. Look at that. That difficulty that's been going on around your mind, and there's that cup that they're telling you to take hold of and to lift up your cup, 1111, whoever wonders, to lift up your cup, your divine cup, because out of that cup they're talking about is where your funding is going to flow. Not the traditional pentacles, but because you are Aquarius, it's going to flow from the waters. It's going to flow from the candor. It's going to flow from that charisma. Interesting. So now let's get to the final card of the mending. And with that, I'm going to get you a rune. So let's find out for Aquarius what this mending ultimately is that does away with that. Well, they're saying the charisma cures the chaos. The charisma cures the chaos, and it's like a slam dunk. Instead of you rising to slam the basketball into the goal shoots the basketball out to you. Interesting. Take the shot. Go for it. Can you see how they like, we are not turning. It says, don't go searching, look within. All right. You are the goal then. You are the goal. Don't go searching, look within. Yourself is going to throw you a bone. Okay. And it's not like some scraps. It's like the good stuff. It's the very thing you've been looking for. Maybe like me, you've been looking for that.
That was easy.
Easy button. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoever's wondering, you're looking for the divine alignment that all of a sudden brings together everything that your soul has been believing in and believing for and living for. Not just like this lingering longing that's off in the vague plane of like, I wish, I wish, I wish. No, this had to do with a lot of investment, a lot of mental fortitude and endurance, can we say? Okay, I don't know why they picked this back up in my hand, except it is part of the plan. Get a reading, friend. Okay, down at the bottom, all tied up. All tied up. So this being bound up and tied up is an illusion. What I see here is the moon-mindedness. What I see here is the lure of the moth mind, and it's the things that come to plague you. Okay. Now in this case, the moth are showing up as nature, not as spiritual or whatever that people talk about. It's in nature. The moth comes and lays eggs on your plants that devour the food that you would eat, that eat up your resources that are for you. All right. So how do we, okay, Magician in the mirror, an Ace of Swords. Let's give some freedom point on this all tied up and let them move on out of here, please. Where are we at? Okay, let's get in the black and white. Down at the bottom, 3 of Swords. Okay, maybe feel like you're to blame for all of this. Well, that is not true. Remember, it already told us it was the illusion. Okay. Call in the clarity that when those things try and talk to you and the blame and that finger and that stuff keeps trying to press on you and discharge your beauty, your power, your essence, your life, and your mind go, just an illusion, just an illusion. This is just an illusion, okay? Because you are the prize. Turn up the charisma, friend. Turn turn it up. Do like Possum here. Call on Possum to help you turn this up, turn this situation around. Your wealth, your prosperity, the world is here waiting for you. Trust this pure vibration coming your way because it is coming from you, friend. So Aquarius, I am glad you stopped by. Consider getting a reading down in the description box down below to let you know how to reach me about that. Also, if you are still here, you might like something, consider like, sharing, and subscribing. It is free as always, and it helps us rise to the top. Also know we're the whole zodiac, so check out any of the readings of your heart's desire. You know I love you. Stop by real soon. Bye.